AfterBuzz fans, I'm here with Edwina Findley Dickerson, who is Kelly on If Loving You Is Wrong, Tyler Perry's new series on OWN. So how are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I know you haven't ate yet, but thank you so much for taking the time to interview with us.
Oh, absolutely.
So in our question and answer, I know that you were saying a lot of things about women and the things that we're encountering. I hear you're a motivational speaker. What is your mantra? What's the thing that you go by every day?
You know, I believe a lot in purpose and in destiny and in vision. And it's interesting because it's just a powerful story. But when OWN first began in 2011, I actually had an opportunity to come into the building. And I was so inspired that I actually stood right here in this spot. There was a different OWN sign. At the very first year, I stood right here in this spot. And I asked a friend of mine to take a picture of me in front of the sign. Well, I recently found that picture because I had posted it on Facebook. The date was 9/9/2011, and this show is 9/9/2014.
That's nothing but divine order.
It's absolutely divine order, and I just feel very passionately that God has a very specific plan for all of us, and it's just up to us to go into His presence and say, God, why did you create me? Why am I here? And He will show you in some really incredible ways.
I know. I hear that. That is beautiful.
Yeah.
So let's get a little bit into your character, Kelly. She's dealing with, I think one of the things that a lot of people in college specifically deal with is earning their MRS. And can you speak a little bit? Earning their MRS.
Yeah.
What advice would you give young ladies who are trying to earn their MRS and maybe get another degree?
I would say first, stay focused. Stay focused, because a lot of times we have vision, you know, and I am a visionary, so I know what it means to have a dream, and Kelly is really fueled by her dreams, right? There's nothing wrong with that. However, there's also seasons. There's seasons of life.
Timing is everything.
Timing is everything, and sometimes we can move out of season. Sometimes it can be the season for your education, the season for getting your degree, and then after that, God may bless you with, you know, a wonderful job, or God may bless you with a husband or what have you. But sometimes I think as women, we can just kind of want it all and don't understand the progression of time. So I would just say, A, to stay focused, B, stay prayerful, you know, because as far as me, you know, I met my husband 10 years ago. We were just friends, you know, and that's another thing I would say is don't be afraid to just be somebody's friend, because it was through being friends that we established such a strong relationship, and then we started dating, and then we got married. And so our marriage is so strong because it's rooted in friendship.
Exactly. You had a foundation.
Absolutely.
So I hear that you've been married for, you said, 1.5 years now? So how has married life been so far?
It's wonderful.
Still in the honeymoon phase?
Absolutely in the honeymoon phase, yes.
Awesome. So let's hear a little bit about, can you give us a little bit of the details on maybe the next episode? Because right now we're seeing that you have a boyfriend. I don't want to make a prediction, but I see some juicy things happening with that. Is there anything that you can give us on your relationship of like the long distance?
Right. Well, he is going to come home. As you can probably already see, my character is confronted with whether or not to buy this house before he gets back and before having a ring.
Yes.
All I will say is, ladies, do things in decency and in order.
Yes.
Because Kelly doesn't. You know, she does move out of order. And unfortunately, she ends up having to really face the consequences of being fueled by emotion, but not necessarily wisdom.
Yeah, and I think a lot of women, we make assumptions too quickly, and we, like you said, she's a dreamer, so she's kind of made up this idea before he's even talked to her. Like, have you ever found yourself in a situation like that in previous relationships?
That's a great question. Well, I know with my husband now, gosh, back in 2006, I literally walked into my church in New York, and there's 35,000 members. It's the biggest church in New York. And I saw him, and God said right there, that's your husband.
Everyone says that. I can't wait for that moment.
And I experienced it. At first, I was like, when people would say that, I'm like, did God say that or did you say that? But I knew when it happened to me. But it was 6 years later that we got married. During that in-between time, there were times when I was like, well, God said that you're my husband, so you need to be da-da-da. He was like, well, I didn't get that revelation. God didn't tell me that yet.
That was personal between
you know, right? That was personal between me and God. See, I didn't know at that time. So I just think that sometimes, even if it's God saying, yes, this is what's going to happen, we still have to wait. We still have to be patient and then be, I don't know, disciplined, I guess, in the process of waiting. You know, and allow things to unfold versus trying to push them ahead.
I agree.
Like a lot of us can do and like I've done, you know.
So last thing, what's the best moment on set that you've had so far as Kelly with the rest of the cast?
The best moment on set as Kelly and with the rest of the cast? Well, I'll say this. I actually had something very emotional happen to me during the filming of this. My mother passed away.
I'm so sorry.
In the middle of filming, and that was very hard. But I will tell you, the family at Tyler Perry Studios were so beautiful to me. And actually, the same week that she passed away, she was supposed to be coming to visit me on set, and they had a huge surprise planned for her. They were even going to give her a role on the show, a walk-on role. They were going to introduce her to Tyler Perry, all these things, and she passed away before she could come. And, you know, of course, that's a very devastating thing. You know, I'm an only child. You know, it was hard.
Wow.
But the love that everybody showed me helped me to be able to move forward and be able to film, you know, the remaining episodes. You know, and we did, like when we say we formed a family down there, we really did, you know, and I appreciate the love and support that I received.
That is a strong support system, and I can't even imagine. I know, you know, I had my grandmother pass, so that's about the closest that I can. You're a strong person, and I can see the love in this cast just from the question and answer. So I can't wait to see the amazing rest of the episodes, the season, and I know this is going to be a great show. I know I'll be tuning in. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's wonderful to meet you. It's wonderful to meet you guys.
All right, AfterBuzz, that's it with Edwina.